Welcome, everybody, to the Friday edition of the MLB Odds Couple Show. Mike Brenner here with you. Pistol Pete had some eye surgery yesterday, so the blind will shortly be seeing. So Pete won't be in today. He'll be back tomorrow. Filling in is my buddy from Atlanta, Georgia, Drew Martin, a sports handicapper that we do a daily video, almost daily video, called Snatch and Grab, and he's been winning on that as well, as we took one yesterday with the Angels. Hey, Drew, glad to have you on board. Thanks for kind of filling in at the last moment. How's everything in the ATL?
Hey, Brenner, everything's good here, man. Thanks for having me on. I got some big shoes to fill with Mr. Loshak out with some vision issues. It's hard enough to win with two eyes in this. I couldn't imagine without the loss of vision.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't lose that mustache, then we're doing okay. So
yeah, really.
Yeah, Pistol Pete will be back tomorrow. All right, Drew, we again, first and foremost, hey, hats off. Great call last night with the Angels, getting it done on our Snatch and Grab video. Those bats came alive, 7-4, a big victory. So hats off. Let's keep it going. There's a big slate today, and I've got some games that are interesting that we'll go ahead and talk about and break down if you don't mind. First and foremost, you got the New York Mets, who had it handed to them yesterday from Washington. Okay, and speaking of yesterday, I went 3-2 on my video picks for the Odds Couple Show with some big run line winners, so a very profitable day. We'll have the record posted on the next video when Pete comes back. So with that being said, the Mets took an ass whooping, Drew. All right, Washington handed it to them. They're at home now against a Brewers team with Peralta on the mound, who's scratching his head trying to figure it out. Any thoughts on this game, and can the New York Mets kind of straighten out this train that seems to be running off the track?
Well, you know, Brenner, like you said, I mean, Peralta, he's kind of holding on to his job here. You know, he's a real fringe arm. He's not somebody I'm looking to back. But at the same time, you know, laying over $2 with the Mets, he's kind of, you know, he's an arm I'm looking to back. And when he's healthy, I do look to bet on him. I would look more to the run line here. I don't like laying over $2. I know you're the same, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And with this and the Mets in this 1-6 slump, I think Matt straightens it out. The full game run line's minus 105, so that's what I'm doing. I'm putting that out there today as my first pick. The New York Mets straightening things out, full game run line minus 105. That was available at the Greek. Here's another interesting play. You might have a call on this one as well. Chicago Cubs, they hurt me yesterday because they didn't cover the run line, are going up at San Francisco, playing against the Giants with Jake Peavy on the mound. Now, yesterday, one of our bloggers, the Next Level 11, kind of stole my thunder because I was just pissed off. I've got a thing, Drew, about overpaid athletes that sign huge contracts and do everything they can do to not show up, not produce, and not earn it. And one of those plays for the Cubs, it's the only move I didn't understand when they made it. Jason Hayward, hell, you're in Atlanta. They couldn't wait to get that kid out of town. This kid is absolutely underachieving. What are your thoughts on him? And do you think the Cubs can bounce back with Arrieta on the mound today and find that offense again?
Well, you know, Hayward, he's lucky that the Cubs have the best record in all of MLB, because if they didn't, I'm sure he'd be hearing it a lot more than he is. But, yeah, for this pitching matchup, I mean, Arrieta versus Peavy, it's bet on versus fade for me. It's just a matter of if you want to lay it with the Cubs, and if not, the run line. But, yeah, I got a little bit on minus 170, and I also got some on the run line. I kind of hedged my bet there with Arrieta and the Cubs today.
Wow, fantastic. And 170, that's a good value. That's gone up too. Full game run line that I found was minus 105 at the Greek. And I just think Arrieta, he's that guy. He's in that zone and he stays in that zone. He just needs a couple, 2 to 3 runs behind him. The reason I really like this is, you know, Peavy has his moments when he can really get tapped. I mean, he can just absolutely get roped. Well, with Arrieta in the zone he's in, the Cubs absolutely wondering what happened to the bats. I think today they just absolutely figured out. They're going into the weekend. They want to pick up the steam again. And with Arrieta on the mound, I think they're going to get it done. I think that's a really good value. Los Angeles Angels, here's one that cashed for both you and I last night, Drew. They're starting to pick it up with, obviously, Mike Trout. This guy is just on top of his game. He seems to really be dialed in. And also, I like Hector Santiago. The lefty really had a great outing last time. He outdueled Hernandez, beat him 3-0. What are your thoughts? And can Baltimore, with Mike Wright on the mound, can they come in and beat the Angels in L.A.?
Well, I mean, with this game, you know, Santiago coming from the left side, it's really the profile I'm looking to bet against the Orioles. I'm not necessarily looking to fade the Orioles, but on the road against the lefty, I'm on the Angels here, and going back to last night, I mean, this Angels team, everybody thinks they're going to fall off the cliff, and I'm not necessarily saying they aren't. They just haven't yet. So I mean, instead of trying to catch that falling knife, I'm just going to let it roll here. We'll keep pounding the Angels, little by little, not going crazy. But yeah, it's Angels or pass for me in this one.
Yeah, I like that insight because, especially like you said, people are waiting for them to fall off the cliff. I don't know that they won't, but I don't see it either. They got too much firepower in that lineup. They got too much talent, and they got too much veteran presence to let that happen. So that's good insight right there. I think Angels are going to cash some tickets for a good little minute here. Matter of fact, the run line on this one probably pays back 130, 140 or more. I got it on the full game money line. I took that minus 124. That was available at the Greek as well. I just think Mike Wright is really kind of in a bad spot here. And with Manny Machado slumping like he is, that doesn't bode well for Baltimore. Okay, another one I like, excuse me there, Toronto is at the Twins. Okay, Sanchez, 3-1, 3.29 ERA, going up against Tyler Duffy. Now, this kid's no joke. All right, he's a very good pitcher. But I think Toronto's offense, and I say this damn near every day, is absolutely overdue for an explosion. What are your thoughts on the offense in Toronto, and can they get it done today against the Twins?
Well, this Toronto team, I can't really figure them out. I mean, I keep wanting to bet on them, and the spots that I do, they don't show up, so I can't figure this team out. I'm taking a wait and see on them. I mean, I do like the arm of Sanchez. This kid's got all the stuff. I think he's got a great major league career for years to come. But as far as betting on this Toronto team on the road in Minnesota, that's more of a pitcher's park. I don't know. I lean towards Toronto, but at the same time, I mean, laying it on the road, this lineup, I don't know if they found it. And, ever since that fight, I guess they've kind of they've been down a bit. So I'm going to hold off on this one as well, Brenner.
Yeah, and when I brought this up, I'm not going to actually pick the game. I wanted your thoughts because I knew you were last year with that offensive explosion. That's what we expected this year. And you touched on something interesting, Drew. Ever since that fight, it seems like this team has no fight. And you would think it would be the opposite way around. You'd think that would spark them up, but it certainly didn't. And I'm just wondering because they got a huge payroll. All right, they have so much potential. When is it going to happen, and is it going to happen? So, yeah, I'm not backing that one either on the road, even though it's the Twins. It's just too dangerous, and I'm waiting to see what Toronto is going to do from here. Now, one of my last calls is the A's today. Sonny Gray, struggling pitcher big time, but we know his potential. Going up against CC Sabathia and the Yankees coming into town. Sabathia fresh off the DL. What are your thoughts? Because Sabathia's last outing, he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, he did. I mean, coming from the left side, he's he's obviously past his prime. The velocity's diminished. I'm not necessarily looking to fade Sabathia, but at the same time, the Yankees, they're station to station, playing on the West Coast. That's not exactly the type I'm looking to bet on the Yankees. They have been playing better of late. But Gray, on the other hand, he was touching 94, 95 last game out. He seems to be getting his velocity back, getting a kind of the Sonny Gray of years past. So I'm actually I got a small play here on Oakland. You can find them right now at the SBR odds screen, minus 120 at Pinnacle right now. And this Oakland profile at home versus the Yankees, I think it's worth a unit bet here. So I got Oakland at home.
You know what? I'm right aboard with you, and I couldn't say it any clearer because I think Sonny Gray, who does look to be, finding his way out of this, I think he's going to tap back into that stuff that made him magic a couple years ago. And the A's bats, besides the last two games, before that, they were knocking the skin off the baseball. So I look for them to pick it back up again today. And it's nothing against CC Sabathia, but if he's had a lot of rest, I think he's going to have trouble picking it up. I think he gets roped early and often. So I'm on that one as well, and I picked it up on the money line, minus 120. Any other picks for our viewers, Drew, or are you just going to go with the A's today?
Yeah, I mean, actually with this card, it's a short card for me. I mean, I appreciate you having me on the Odds Couple Show, and I wish I had more to throw out, but I don't want to throw out garbage. I would add to the Oakland Yankees game. Anytime I'm betting against the Yankees, I do throw about a half unit bet on the 5-inning line as well going against them. I just think that their bullpen is it might be the best in baseball. So I'd go 5-inning run, half unit, Oakland half unit, so on the full game as well. So split it up there a little bit, hedge your bet.
Sure, sprinkle a little over there. What is that first half run line? Did you see what that's available, the best shop line?
the run line right now.
Okay.
It's about the same, yeah, minus 105, minus
Okay,
110.
that's not bad. Okay, viewers, you heard it. Oakland A's cashing tickets today. Drew likes the first half run line and the full game money line. That's a good value. I am all over the A's for the full game money line as well. And also for Brenner, Brenner's got the Angels today. This is a heavy play on the full game money line, minus 124. And I'm also going very heavy with the Cubbies on the full game run line, minus 105 with Arrieta on the mound. And also, I'm backing the Mets today. Full game run line, minus 105 with Steven Matz on the mound. It's been a long week. I'm losing my voice, but guess what? I'm not losing my momentum, and I'm not losing my motivation to beat that book. Hey, Drew, thanks for filling in. Good luck tonight. Cash some tickets. We'll get back with you again real soon, my man.